Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make sea bream in 3 different ways. So, as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet up too, and enjoy this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Having noticed that many are intimidated and or put off by the thought of filleting and cooking a fish, in this episode we'll be showing you how to fillet and cook a whole fish using all parts to make 3 different variants. Crispy, crunchy and warming boxes will be ticked, a foretaste of the experience that awaits you should you give these recipes a try. So now, with the introductions made and your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British episode, you will need some corn flour, some tomato paste, some sea bream, some plain white flour, some eggs, some pepper, some salt, onion, garlic, allspice, not to be confused with the mixed spice blend, some bay leaves, some celery sticks, some carrots, celeriac, and some stale bread, which will be used to make fresh breadcrumbs later on. And that, my friends, is all you will need for today's Brilliantly British episode. But before you get started, before you do anything at all, please switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you cook. To begin, with a razor sharp knife and scissors, first remove the sea bream fins by twisting and pulling to dislodge, setting the fins aside neatly. Moving on, snipping through the lower fin and then the upper fin before lastly removing the tail fin. Using the origin of the side fin as a marker, slice through the fish, setting the head aside for a moment before taking the time to thoroughly rinse the main body inside and out under a tap or in a bowl of fresh water. Once rinsed, start at the top, travelling from front to back while slicing close to the base of the upper fin, and then gradually begin to fillet the fish, slicing as close to the central bones as possible. For those new to this, I advise taking your time to learn how to feel where and how to slice through, but I assure you, in no time at all, you'll have successfully extracted a clean fillet from one side, leaving you with the confidence to flip the carcass over and repeat the aforementioned steps. With both fillets extracted, here's where I've made a case for avoiding waste. Normally, the rest of the fish would be discarded. However, it's at this point I'd suggest dividing the remaining parts of the fish, carcass, fins, and head, which should be set aside for just a moment, leaving you with room to further prepare your fish fillets. As for the fillets, if necessary, with tweezers, remove any noticeable bones buried within the flesh before plating and refrigerating until needed. Turning our attention to the fish scraps, in an oiled deep stock pot over a medium-high heat, you'll want to begin to fry the fish with tomato paste, bay leaves and allspice. And it's at this point I'll have to apologise as the footage of this step went missing. Nevertheless, the contents should be mashed and mixed together while frying until a fond begins to form at the bottom, at which point water should be poured in order to transition from frying to a gentle simmer. With the contents needing to simmer for over an hour, take the time to rehydrate and relax with some Brilliantly British content in hand, making sure of course to like and subscribe. Thank you. After simmering to develop some wonderful flavours and aromas, pass the contents through a sieve, extracting as much of the broth as possible before setting aside momentarily. Moving on, continue by grating celeriac and carrots with the addition of chopped celery and onion before returning your fish broth from whence it came to simmer over a medium heat with a pinch of salt. As the contents of my pot simmered, I turned my attention back to my fish fillets, which were seasoned with salt and pepper on both sides, aided with the back of a spoon. For my lighter and crisp fish fillets, two were simply coated with corn flour, while the other required me to prepare fresh breadcrumbs with stale bread before beating eggs to prepare my 3 stations, with my remaining fillets being first dusted with flour, followed by an egg wash and a final coating of breadcrumbs. To cook the fish, and in my case the lighter floured variant first, in a pan with a centimetre or roughly half an inch of oil, with the oil heated over a medium heat, fry skin side down once hot at first for 3 minutes whilst basting the fillets as they cook, then turning over and cooking for a further 3 minutes before removing and allowing to rest for a minute or two nearby. For the breadcrumbed fillets, repeat the aforementioned steps, turning over after 3 minutes and golden brown before setting aside to rest also. And then, turning your attention back to the soup, which should have been left to simmer gently, you can now smile and take pleasure in the fact that all variants are now ready to serve, with the soup being served with a splash of cream and freshly chopped parsley, and the fillets placed nearby. So now, with 3 variants of sea bream made and your appetites peaking, I think it's high time for tasting, tasting, tasting. Are you ready? Are you steady? 3, 2, 1. So crunchy. Okay, I'm now going to explain how good this breadcrumbed sea bass fillet is. It's perfect. That's it. Perfectly cooked, juicy, moist, well and truly seasoned within. It's beautiful. Lovely and delicate and fleshy. And, well, yes, homemade breadcrumbs, there's nothing like it. And when you cook it at home yourself and it's fresh, honestly, few things beat it, simply put. And I'm just having it on its own. It'll be elevated, lifted to the highest of heights when you have this with some mayonnaise or, even better still, tartar sauce. Now I'm going to try the other variant of the fillet. Crisp. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh. It's a close contest between these two, but I think the crisp variant has just edged it for me. It's juicier than the breadcrumb variant. Oh, it's fantastic, and honestly, the skin, it just peels off. I mean, can you see and hear that? And beautiful. It's like fish, bacon, almost. Beautiful, amazing, and oh, the fish is delicate and tender. Well cooked fish. I think few things beat it, really. Now, without taking too much of your time, let's now move on to the final component of this platter, which is the soup. So, here we go in 3, 2, 1. The flavors, the aromas. It's wonderfully complex, multifaceted, warming, hearty, and yet somehow at the end refreshing, textured. It's wonderful. It really is. And it's amazing that these 3 variants have all come from one fish without any waste, of course. This is resourceful, so rewarding. And so, with all of that being said, my dear friends, my dear viewers, please go out, get the ingredients, get yourselves some sea breams and make this platter or any one of the 3 components here. Please, please, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make sea bream in 3 different ways. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know, and I mean everyone that you know, about the brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you